And welcome back, everybody. Several videos went viral this week showing a mother at Miami International Airport really losing her cool. She apparently went into panic mode after she couldn't find her kids. Yep, that woman is 25-year-old Camilla McMillie from Alabama. Her two children reportedly left their American Airlines gates to use a nearby restroom, and when McMillie noticed they were missing, police said she became irate and demanded that the gate agent find her children. And at one point, McMillie threw a computer monitor at the gate agent, hitting her in the shoulder. According to the affidavit, police believe McMillie caused over $10,000 in damage. Terry, McMillie was charged with disorderly conduct, criminal mischief, aggravated battery. Sounds pretty serious. How serious are these charges?
Oh, these are very serious charges. I understand her getting upset at lost kids, but to do what she did, look, she could be really fined and put in jail. For the first charge for the disorderly conduct, she could get 60 days, and that's a long amount of time. But for the criminal mischief, if it's over $1,000 in damage, and we know that it is because we can see in these pictures that she's doing a lot of damage there, she could be up in jail for 5 years. And the most difficult charge that she would have to face is this aggravated battery. She could get 15 years for that, and she could be charged $15,000. So it's no small amount of money, and it's jail time, and she's got kids, so jail time is not going to work too well for her.
Yikes. Well, Brian, you and I were talking about this. Criminal charges are not the only trouble she faces, right?
Yeah, she could get banned from that airline, American Airlines, for not getting on the flight anymore. But also, there's actually a bill in the House right now called the Protection from Abusive Passenger Act, just for this reason. And that act, if it is passed and goes all the way up, and it doesn't seem like it's going to get stopped, if you're convicted of a crime of assaulting or abusing or harming anyone working in the airline, you can actually be added to the no-fly list, banned from flying anywhere in or out of the United States of America. So it's not just criminal charges she could face. If this bill passes, she and other people can find themselves on the no-fly list, and that's very, very difficult to come off of, no matter how you wanted to or how you try.
Yeah, that's not great, and not to make light of the situation, but I read up on this, and apparently somebody who was there said, "I've seen worse. It's Miami." Take that for what you will, because that was pretty bad, to say the least, but what a situation developing. Well, coming up on Law and Crime Daily, fans expecting to see an actress that they love in a recent movie realize she never actually appears in the film. What a judge had to say about a lawsuit against Universal Studios. A federal judge says a lawsuit against Universal Studios can move forward over allegations that one of their movie trailers is misleading. So in this clip that you're about to see, this is the trailer for the movie Yesterday, which came out in 2019. Take a look.
The one, the only, Jack Mallet! We would like you to write something right now.
Something in the way she moves.
No one's ever written this many great songs. How do you do it?
Attracts me like no other lover.
Okay, did you catch that? Because in the trailer, actress Ana de Armas plays a love interest of the main character, who's suddenly the only person in the world who knows about the Beatles and their songs. It's actually a great movie. But anyway, fans filed a lawsuit saying that they watched the movie to see de Armas and she had been cut from the film entirely. Universal Studios wanted to throw out the lawsuit, saying they're protected under the First Amendment, but the judge said the entire point of the trailer is to showcase stars and plot points. The class action lawsuit can now move forward, with the plaintiffs seeking, get this, $5 million. Terry, do you think these plaintiffs have standing to sue, and what exactly would that mean?
Well, for that, you would have to make sure there's an injury in fact. So the injury has to be real. It can be financial, it can be emotional. Here, it's the $3.99 or whatever it was. Then you have to have that causal connection, meaning that the defendant caused the injury. And here, you know, I suppose you could argue that it was misleading and that they spent money and they shouldn't have spent money. But then the injury and the connection has to also, at the end of the day, be something the judge can redress, meaning that he can make amends and make all of the parties back to whole. So he'd have to make sure that all of these individuals got their $3.99, no more, no less, unless for some reason they were injured in a larger amount. And of course, if this is a class action, it's a larger amount. But frankly, I think that this is pushing it.
Brian, here's what I don't understand. Terry said $3.99 movie rental turns into a $5 million lawsuit. They're going to win all that money? Come on.
I was on your side. I thought the same thing as Terry. They can't have standing. This doesn't make sense. There could not be cases like this. But then I researched this one case. Lady Godiva got sued for putting Belgium 1926 on their chocolates. And so when people bought them thinking the chocolate came from Belgium instead of Pennsylvania, they filed a lawsuit and got $15 million. If you filed earlier this year, you could have gotten up to $25 in that class action suit from that $15 million that Godiva had to spend because they put Belgium 1926 on it. So as crazy as this case may seem, they may actually win.
I could have won a lot of money in my lonely Valentine's Day, eating boxes of chocolates. Thanks for telling me this now, Brian.
You're never
maybe
lonely on
I'll go
Valentine's
sue over
Day.
movie trailers, you know, because I've been misled before, I'll tell you that much. Terry, Brian, thank you so much. Everyone out there, thank you so much for joining us here on Law and Crime Daily. We'll see you next time as we discuss justice in America.